Hi, I'm Naomi Grace, and this is for every solo parent out there, navigating the impossible every single day. For every mom or dad who stayed up late calculating school fees, who stretched $1 until it screamed, who's kept smiling for their kids even with a breaking heart. This is not just a breakdown of money. This is the cost of strength, of sacrifice, of showing up alone. Let's talk about what it really takes emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually. Because solo parenting isn't just about surviving, it's about rebuilding. Let's begin. Imagine you're in the middle of a storm, and somehow, you're also the umbrella. Let that sink in. You are both the shelter and the one standing in the rain. Raising a child alone costs more than just money. It costs energy, time, opportunity, health. You're not just a parent. You're a teacher, a nurse, a provider, a protector, a therapist, a coach, a dream keeper. And yes, you're exhausted, but you keep going because you have to, because they need you, because nobody else is coming. Let's break this down. Childcare. If you have a toddler or young child, daycare can cost hundreds, even thousands per month. And if you're working full-time or juggling shifts, there's no one else to tag in. You're paying for hours and still rushing to pick up before the late fees hit. Groceries. Kids eat a lot, especially growing ones. You want to feed them healthy food, but junk is cheaper. Still, you make it work. School supplies, uniforms, lunch money, books, field trips, fundraisers, and somehow, there's always another list coming. Medical. From colds to dental visits, from mental health to prescriptions. Even with insurance, the co-pays and extras add up. Housing. You pay rent or a mortgage, a loan, sometimes for a space bigger than you can afford, just so your child has room to grow. Transportation. Gas, car repère. Uber rides when the car breaks down, or bus fare day after day. Clothing, because children grow fast. Shoes, socks, jackets. Every season is a new wardrobe. Internet and tech. They need access for school. You need it for work. Screens aren't a luxury anymore. They're survival. Emergency money. And then, something breaks. Someone gets sick. Or a job ends. And you're back to zero. But here's the whoa moment. You're still standing. Do you realize how powerful that is? Most people couldn't last a week in your shoes, but here you are feeding, loving, building, hoping, even when the lights flicker, even when your bank account whispers, "Not today." You keep showing up. Let's talk solutions. There's a mom in Ohio. She raised her son alone. She worked nights, saved everything she could, and started baking from home. But she didn't stop there. She turned her small kitchen hustle into a mobile coffee stand right near her son's school. Not just pastries. She added hot drinks, breakfast wraps, even healthy snacks for busy parents. That stand now brings her consistent income. She used what she had: her kitchen, her time, her love, and built around her schedule as a parent. And what about solo dads? One father I met started fixing old laptops in his apartment. He learned from free YouTube videos, bought tools over time, and started refurbishing computers. He now sells them online and offers tech support to other parents who can't afford new devices. No storefront, no investors, just determination and faith. Now, not everyone will build a business, but everyone can take a step. Start small, budget weekly, track every dollar, use a whiteboard or a free app, trade skills. Babysit for another parent once a week so you both save. Offer weekend tutoring, Cook extra meals and sell them to your building. Ask for help, not pity, real help. Financial literacy workshops, community programs, church groups, online networks, and check the description of this video. I've listed tools that can help, things that saved me: budget templates, work from home platforms, parenting support apps, and Fiverr, where you can find affordable help for resumes, tutoring, design, editing, side hustle ideas, and more. Explore the ones that match your need. They exist, and they matter. Now breathe. You're not lazy, you're not behind. You're building under pressure. You're planting seeds in dry ground, and every day you show up, you're watering a future. Solo parenting doesn't mean broken, it means bold. It means brave, and it means business. If you're watching this, know this truth: you are not invisible. We see you, we honor you, and I'm standing right here with you. Share this with another parent who's walking this same path. Comment below if you've built something from nothing, or even if you're just starting to believe that you can. And subscribe. We're building something powerful here, and your voice belongs in it. And now, a small prayer. God, give strength to every parent listening to this. Give wisdom for each decision, peace in the chaos, provision in the lack, and remind them they are not alone. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your courage. And thank you for still believing in love even when life gets hard. And remember, solo doesn't mean small. It means unstoppable. Hit subscribe, and your fearless journey continues right here. Naomi Grace, sending you strength, love, and a quiet moment to breathe. You're doing better than you think, and you're never walking alone.